welcome back to Take 5. I'm sure most of you are used to me calling Ga, but hey, guess who's with us today? Welcome.
Hello, it's so good to be here finally in person.
Yeah, in the flesh. It's so great to have you. I mean, there's so many things we've been waiting to talk about, in person, but I'm happy that you're here today. And we're talking about, answering the question, why should I and how can I be responsible over the environment? Ga, thoughts and feelings on this topic?
Might I add, what a relevant question that you sent to me.
Yeah.
It's relevant particularly for the youth, and I stand in awe of environmental activists such as Vanessa Nakate from Uganda.
Yeah, I've heard.
You've heard of her, right? And the very well-known Greta Thunberg. And now these messages arguably seem like they're far off from Christian discussion and they're worldly. But I think concerns of the environment find their roots in the Bible. And so let's begin by answering the big why. So why does this concern me? Do you have chores at home, Chelsea?
Girl, don't even get me started.
Go on.
Yes, definitely. Maybe more than I'd actually like, but to answer your question, yes, I do have chores at home.
And taking what you've said, when we think about being in someone else's space, we take on these chores and have this responsibility to sort of contribute to the upkeep of the place, right? And listen to this, the Bible takes it a whole step further when it's talking about the earth, right? Let's look at Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 to 28. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply. Exactly. Replenish the earth and subdue it, and again, have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Now, dominion is mentioned twice in this chapter.
Yeah.
So I take that it's quite important, right?
Of course. For emphasis, dominion,
yeah. Right? So you can imagine, and I think what is important to highlight is that when the authority, which is Christ or God of the universe, grants you and I dominion, it takes things to a whole other level of responsibility.
Level, the whole level.
Yes, exactly. It's levels. And it doesn't just mean chores anymore, but God is saying to us, take the environment and, keep the environment in the earth like it's your own. Yeah. And I'd like to think that when it comes to things of our own, we are very protective over them.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah. So thank you for the big why. But then how? It seems like there's so much to do. Genesis seems to be talking about fish, birds, cattle, and I'm not a vet and definitely not an expert. So enlighten us on that one.
Yeah, I understand why it can seem like really overwhelming. And it's like, where do I fit into this whole idea of the environment?
Yeah.
But I'd like to think that the responsibility of taking care of the earth is spread to all those who live on it, right? So it simply means play your part as an individual.
Yeah.
However, to best do this, though, it requires some basic knowledge of what's going wrong. What are we doing wrong to the environment?
Yeah.
So let's take a few examples. Trashing of the oceans, poaching of wildlife, littering streets with plastic, no recycling or regard to the use of materials that cannot be decomposed of or reused. The list could go on. And in these few examples I've mentioned, I'm sure there's something that you see.
Yeah, of course. Like, I see that even with all of what you're saying, like all of these examples, it's not just like other people of the world and Christians on the side. It's like everyone
is
who's playing a part in this. And I think it's so important that we've brought this discussion today for people to understand like how important it is to take care of an environment. Like what you said before, dominion. What is my part?
Yeah. And you can find your part in all of these things that we've mentioned. Now, I know a lot of people, where I would say the important thing that a lot of people are asking is, okay, what should I do? Be cognizant, right? And alert. Some people may believe that, no, this is the responsibility of, let's say, the government.
Yeah.
And so, it's got nothing to do with
pointing
me.
fingers at, it's not my thing to be worrying about.
Exactly. But like, whilst the government would be legislating on something, does that warrant you throwing a plastic bottle out of your window? Not at all, right? So again, your responsibility. And I think remembering that everything has repercussions, ask yourself, okay, what happens if I throw this plastic bottle out of the window? Is there a chance that it could end up in a body of water? Could it be swallowed by a turtle, a fish? How about remain there for years and contaminate that soil? You know, what does an uninhabitable Earth mean for you and I? Does it mean moving to Mars or Pluto?
Yeah, I think that's, this is really thought-provoking.
Yeah.
Like, this discussion is really opening my mind up.
Yeah. So this is the Earth that we have, and unfortunately, for now we can't move anywhere else. So we have that responsibility. And I'd like to take it even a step further by saying, what does it mean to us if God gave us an instruction to preserve and take care of the earth and we don't follow it to the best of our ability? What does this mean for our relationship with Him?
Exactly. I think it plays a big part. Like He gave us dominion and He's going to ask us, why didn't you take care of it? Or why did you litter? So we have a big role to play, definitely, as Christians. And I hate that it's the end.
It's the end.
Hate it. I hate it that we've come to the end of this discussion. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have benefited a lot from what we were talking about today. And if you'd like to hear more, if you'd like to hear what we have to say tomorrow, please join us. And we're going to talk about something that's also thought-provoking, so to speak. So see you soon, guys. And God, would you join me?
Yes, let's do it.
Sending you lots of love, light, and peace.